Hi, my friends. Master Brown here at Ancient Ways Martial Arts Academy. Today is the 11th of March, 2020. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about self-defense. And self-defense is not just about defending yourself against other people. It's defending yourself against anything that can hurt you, including making sure that we stay healthy from the COVID-19 virus that's going around. So I don't want to add to the media overtures about this, because let me tell you, they're selling a lot of ad space right now over this. And so let me begin by saying you still have a much higher chance of catching the flu and dying from that than you do from COVID-19. Not to belittle the facts that people have died from it and are doing so right now, but it is not nearly as dangerous as many other things in our world that are very dangerous. And so let's talk a little bit about self-defense. Guys, the odds are pretty good that you're not going to have to defend yourself against another human being. We live in North America in 2020. If you do, I want to make sure that you're ready for that, and that's why I do what I do. But most of the things that are probably going to kill us are going to be heart disease or cancer or diabetes, something like that. Martial arts helps with those things too, because it has you out there getting more flexible, having your stamina built up, building your strength, all of which are the three forms of physical exercise we need to build a bulletproof immune system. On top of that, we're giving people the self-discipline to eat right, to get plenty of rest, and to keep their stress level down, all of which help us to live a longer life too. That's what martial arts is really for. When you get to be my age, doctor says, hey, just keep moving. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. And so any motion is good, no matter what the activity. And so again, I do martial arts and will do it the rest of my life because of that fact, because it keeps me moving. Now, when it comes down to this particular problem, which is the COVID-19, it is a version of the coronavirus, which the common cold is also a version of the coronavirus. So if you treat yourself and your household the same way you would if this were a common cold, then you're going to be fine. Looking at the cases that have gone around the world, children seem almost immune to this. They've had very few cases of children catching it, even in Wuhan, China. And so it's been mostly elderly that have caught it, and the ones that have been fatal have almost all been elderly. I saw a video today of a guy who has survived it. He's English by descent, but he lives in China in a very, very big city, and he says it starts off feeling like a bad cold. Not even a bad cold. He goes, it's just like a little runny nose, but then it kind of transforms. You almost seem to get over that, and then you get a really bad case of what feels like the flu. He says, and then that morphs into pneumonia. And he says, and it's a bad pneumonia, and that's where elderly people seem to really struggle with it. This guy's through it. He's still in quarantine because he's still testing for it. They're still watching him real close, but he's been on quarantine for 40 days. He said he'd get a little stir crazy. And the World Health Organization, as of today, did go ahead and classify this as a pandemic. But again, I think that there's a lot of people making big advertisement dollars out of this on the news. So things that you and I can do as a form of self-defense to protect ourselves and our family: wash your hands a couple times a day. Here's the order that I do it in. I wash my hands, I wash my face, so my hands are clean, washing my face, then I wash my hands again. And wash your hands with soap, and wash your hands the length of time it takes you to sing happy birthday twice, which is about 22 seconds. And that's what the CDC and the World Health Organization recommend too. Then throughout the day, if you do happen to touch your face, hey, your face is clean because you washed it, and your hands are clean because you washed them too. But you want to avoid touching your face. We have a tendency to get a little itch here or there, or scratch our beard or whatever. That if you did pick up something from the tabletop and put it to your face, it runs higher risk of that. And so using hand sanitizer is great, but it's not as good as washing your hands. It's funny, one of our adult students, James Hunsberger, manages a Walgreens. He goes, we sold out of masks, we sold out of hand sanitizer, we sold out of Lysol wipes, we still got plenty of soap. And so people aren't using soap probably the way they should, and it's definitely your best product for keeping this away. Treat this the way you would treat the flu, and just make sure that you do these things. Now, if you want to really kind of develop a stronger immune system to this, recommendations from any health experts are going to include: get plenty of rest, make sure that you have a sleep schedule and you keep to it, eat right, no junk food, no fast food, stay away from fried food, eat fresh raw fresh vegetables, make sure that you are having that good diet that's a mixture of the things that we need. The primary vitamins that really help our immune system, vitamin C, but not in a supplement form. Our body has a really, really hard time using just ascorbic acid. And instead, we want to make sure we're getting vitamin C from the food that we eat, stuff like tomatoes and oranges and stuff like that. And then the other one, if you don't get out in the sun a lot like me, you need to get some vitamin D. I take 2 vitamin D gel caps every morning with food. That is one that the vitamin does work, provided you eat food with it. And there are actually certain viruses in the world that the very first thing they do when they hit your body is to try to eliminate how powerful your vitamin D levels are, because it knows it can't beat you otherwise. This is not one of those, but that's how powerful vitamin D is. So make sure you're getting plenty of that too. And so if you're washing your hands and your face, and you're not touching your face, and you're taking a vitamin D and getting plenty of vitamin C, you should be pretty bulletproof. The people that have died have been primarily senior citizens, and yeah, I'm in that category. But again, don't worry about this nearly like the media is playing it up. I think that it ranks up there with the flu. Definitely give it that consideration and recognize people die from the flu by the thousands every year. Let's not be one of those, and let's survive this as well. Now, here at the studio, God, man, Miss Chevis, you would not believe the amount of work that woman does on a daily basis. So the studio is spotless every day. She mops the floors. The floor, primary training floor, is vacuumed with our robot vacuum, which is cleaned twice a day. He's gutted twice a day and cleaned in and out with Lysol wipes. The floor is sprayed with Odoban, which kills coronavirus. Now, we also put a touch of grapefruit seed extract in that Odoban, which kills MRSA. We also treat every punching bag, every floor mat, every piece of equipment the students touch, whether it's a kick shield or a hand target. The knives and guns are all wiped down with Lysol wipes, which kills coronavirus. Bathrooms are cleaned 2 to 3 times a day, twice a day on purpose, a third time or even a fourth time if I walk through and I see it, I feel like it needs it again. It's not uncommon for me to say, hey, Mr. Cameron, go hit bathroom number 3. And they know exactly what I mean. And they have very, very specific steps they go through to keep everything super clean. The very last thing to do is the exit is Lysol wipe the door handles so that nobody touching those is going to get sick from it. We also, every tabletop, every chair, every couch is all treated every day to make sure that you stay clean and healthy when you're here. We are all about self-defense, and a big part of that self-defense is to make sure that we all stay healthy. So make sure you're getting your exercise, make sure you're getting your rest, make sure you're eating right, and make sure that you are washing your hands, and you've got a really good chance of not catching this. And like I said before, even if you do, you got a really good chance of it not bothering you very much, because you guys are also healthy, taking care of all those other things. All right, guys, I hope you have a great and healthy day. And if there's anything that I can do, any questions you might have for me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here for you guys. All right, thanks.